Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with your girl Germaine. So, this is going to be an interesting conversation today. So, I hope you have a few minutes to stop by, grab your coffee or tea, juice, smoothie, whatever you're drinking. But stop by so you can join in this conversation. I would love to get your feedback on some things, okay? And so, for those that don't know, I am a book publisher, and I am a book publisher going into my 18th year. This year, 2026, will be my 18th year of publishing books for authors across the globe because I do. I have some authors that are international also. And so, I've been thinking about, as a publisher, where is the publishing industry going, right? So we don't become obsolete due to AI. Now, listen, we're going to get into some things today. So, you know what? Today, today's brew is, let me start there. Why we're not replacing people. Now, I'm speaking about HOV, Hope of Vision Publishing, HOV, LLC, our ecosystem. Um, so I'm starting using myself as the premise for this message today. All right, so why we're not replacing people, we're repositioning them. That's the key. Repositioning you. Now, before I get into this, right, just want to give a little backdrop. For those that may be new over on Instagram, hello, Harvest of Jezebel Ministries. 123. Thank you for chiming in to Morning Brew with Germaine. And so when you chime in, we are on different platforms. From our YouTube platform, people are chiming in from there, and also our Facebook platform. Please let me know if you're in the community. Chime in, let me know you're here, let me know what you're drinking. Hey, let me know where you're chiming in from, what state you're chiming in from. I love to know where the community is growing to, okay? And so this is going to be an interesting conversation today, I say, but I'm really open to your feedback because people have different thoughts, different ideas when it comes to this whole AI thing. I know I have my own, but I'm just going to talk and share some things with, as a book publisher, where we're going, because AI is affecting everything. It is in every business. It is affecting everything. It is affecting the way how we move, the way how we, work, even how we relate to people. So, like I said, this is really stem from where I am as a business owner moving forward. And my platform, Morning Brew with Germaine, was birthed out of stories, the power of one stories, because I am a book publisher. And I just I love people's stories, and I am so thankful that I have an opportunity to really be able to be a part of someone's journey, to help bring their story to life, to bring it to the marketplace so it can be introduced to the world. Let's say it like that, right? So, as a publisher, let's get into it. So let's talk about the message, and then we can kind of switch back. But if you are chiming in, let me know that you're here, okay? And let me know your feedback. I want to hear from you. I don't want it to just be my voice. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know how you're feeling, about this whole AI um, on the scene, and your thoughts about it, okay? All right. So, like I said, let's, okay, here we go. So this is the one thing, as a publisher, my company, like I said, Hope of Vision, or HOV LLC, that's my umbrella company, right? And then I have a division, Hope of Vision Publishing, or HOV Publishing, my imprints. All right. And so with that, as I'm building and as I'm navigating through this new season, this new year, I had to start thinking differently, because the one thing I realized, AI is not going anywhere. So I am a Christian. And as a Christian, my thought was, oh my gosh, is this like the Antichrist? Like, AI is just everywhere. What's happening? And then I had to really sit down and think about it. And I said, okay, God, AI is here. It's not going anywhere. I can either run away from it, not be integrated into what is really happening in our everyday life, or I can just totally ignore it, which is totally impossible because you can't do that, right? So I decided to say, let me learn everything I can about AI. Because the one thing I realize is we can let our fears stop us completely from getting to our destiny, our purpose, and where we need to go, because AI is here to stay, right? All right, so this is the new mantra for HOV. HOV AI, this ecosystem that, yes, I am going to be integrating into my platform so people get a sense and an awareness. But for me, it's about educating as well. So this is my mantra. This is my core for moving forward. Human led, AI supported, always purpose driven. Those three things: human led, AI supported, always purpose driven, right? And with that being said, AI needs humans. So it needs us. How do you think it gets smart? Because we feed it. But the key is, let me get into this before I go, because I just want to, let me stay on track, right? So there's a lot of noise right now about AI, from fear, excitement, pressure to keep up. And in the middle of all that, people are quietly asking a deeper question: where do I fit in now? So, are you someone right now that's asking yourself this question because AI is affecting even how you interact in your workplace, or you may have lost your job because companies are realizing that they could probably get more productivity out of using AI or having humans that use AI work for them versus what worked for them in the past, right? So, I want you to keep an open mind today, because a shift needs to take place, either away from fear, away from pressure. And I want you to begin to look at how you're positioning yourself today in this world with AI being right in our face. Okay, so first you have to identify, is this something that you're afraid of? That's one of the things you have to ask yourself. Are you excited about AI? Because every day is constantly changing, right? Um, are you using AI in any capacity? Now, this is what's interesting, because I know a lot of people may use Chat GPT, Gemini, some of the other ones out there, systems out there. But what's interesting is, if you don't realize, we use AI on our smartphones. We've been using it. It just hasn't been so in our face. Let's say that, right? But we've been using it. If you have an Alexa in your house and you give commands to Alexa to do something in your house, or even if you are using it in your email communications, right? To actually polish something, or polish that email, or write that email, or but the point that I'm making is, if you are on any phone devices, you are using AI technology. It is integrated into pretty much every system that we're using today. And so, but I want you, if you are someone that's asking yourself the question, where do I fit in now? Well, today on today's Morning Brew, we're going to, talk about restoring clarity and confidence. AI is not here to erase your value. All right. It's here to help you stand in it more fully, more freely, and more intentional. The key is knowing how to make AI work for you, right? And so, and I'm going to use my own personal experiences. I had to start looking at AI as, how do I want to position myself with this? Being a business owner, because if I continue in the same way that I'm working, my company will become pretty much obsolete. No more. If I continue in the way of moving forward. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. Like I stated, HOV LLC, or Hope of Vision Publishing, we are human led. We use AI as a support. AI supported, okay? But the key is human led, AI support, and purpose driven. I'm going to always go back to those three things, the core of those three things of integrating AI into HOV's ecosystem. And so I can be a help to others. So as I'm working with authors, I realize authors are using AI. They're using it. But the one thing that it's a lot to learn. It is a lot to take in. It's a lot, and you cannot absorb all this information at one time. It's just entirely too much. It's too much, right? It will overwhelm you. It will burn you out. But I believe in little bite size. Take little pieces, be consistent with it so you'll start seeing transformation with it, right? So, in the course of, if you are an author that is a part of the HOV publishing family, you're going to start seeing some changes that are going to help affect how we're putting books into the marketplace, how we're maximizing your exposure, also how we're maximizing and leveraging your revenue streams, how you can generate more revenue for the intellectual property, the IPs that you are creating. And that is another thing that we're going to talk about as we journey through. But a lot of this information you'll be able to find in our newsletter, in our weekly pour newsletter. And I just want to put this up here. Let me put this up here that you can visit us over at Morning Brew with Germaine, and you can join and sign up for our newsletter so you can get copies of our weekly newsletter, right? And so with that, that's an extension of Morning Brew. It's going to help be able to keep the conversation going, what's happening, what's in there for you. And so I want you to make sure you stop by Morning Brew with Germaine, check out the site. The publishing site is also connected to it, so you can be able to see the best-selling authors and what's new, what's happening, and all that good stuff, right? All right, so let me continue on, because I want to talk about a segment that we call Pour into Purpose. So we're going to pour a little more into this conversation today. Now, remember, if you are chimed in and you're listening, I would love to get your insight and your feedback. Are you using AI right now currently? And this is the thing. It's no need to hide behind it or anything, because let's be honest, everybody's pretty much using it. Like I said, we're using it and we don't even realize we use it. So if you're using it to be able to get your thoughts and ideas out, wonderful, great. We're going to talk about how you can really expand and broaden from that standpoint. Okay. All right. So let's go into our Pour into Purpose segment. I love this segment because it allows us to really kind of dig deep into some things and expand on, the thought process of the Morning Brew. So we are not being replaced. We are being repositioned. It's all in how you think about things and how you see things. And there's so much information out there on the through social media, just on the internet highway. There's just so much information out there. So what I want you to keep in mind as we're going through is how we're seeing ourselves, how we're positioning ourselves. All right. So let me say this again. We are not being replaced. We are being repositioned. Now, this is up to you. It's all up to you in how you want to deal with AI. You're going to be fearful of it. You're going to be excited about it. You're going to make it a part of, what you're doing and how you're moving, to be able to really take your thoughts, enhance your thoughts. But remember, human led. That's what we stand on. AI supported, purpose driven, human led. AI needs us. We have to be touch points. We have to have touch points. AI doesn't always get it right. It doesn't. And so don't just take something from AI and think that, oh, I'm gonna just take it as is, and I'm not gonna, review it as a human. I'm not going to approve it as a human. So keep in mind, AI doesn't always get it right. Okay. All right. So let's get back into pouring a purpose. Okay. So let me say this again. We're not being replaced, we're being repositioned. Your lived experiences cannot be automated. Your voice still carries. Authority and truth technology should serve, excuse me, should serve the human, not silence them. Okay. You got that? Okay, guys. All right. So AI is a tool, not an identity. It's a tool. Remember, I want you to start thinking differently about some things. Start thinking differently about some things, okay? AI is a tool. It's not an identity. It supports execution, not purpose. Hmm. It amplifies direction. It does not define it. When used responsibly, it reduces burnout and overwhelm, and you being overwhelmed. And I can attest to that. But the key is, did you hear some key things in there? When used responsibly, it amplifies direction, it doesn't define it. It supports execution, not purpose. Okay. Hello, Coach Kathleen. Kathleen has joined us on Instagram. Hey. So she is our coach for our Mixed Blend Wednesdays, menopause. Yes, menopause. We talk about it with Coach Kathleen. Yes, we do. So, all right. So let me get back into this, okay? And remember what I said to you. Always remember our core moving forward is human led, AI supported, and purpose driven. That is our core as we move forward. And that's what we're going to also integrate into, or actually just really begin to teach um, on our platforms or even in our business. That if you are someone using AI, I want you to always keep that in mind. It's human led. Keep that first. Don't lose sight of that. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's get back into this. All right. All right. So, all right. I'm just going through my notes because I don't want to miss anything. It's a lot of information. All right. So let's talk about freedom, not speed. It's the real upgrade. Faster isn't the goal, alignment is. So remember, I'm speaking from my position, my standpoint, okay? You all may have something else that you want to share with me. And, listen, the community is open. I look forward to hearing from you. So, freedom, not speed, is the real upgrade. Faster isn't the goal, alignment is. Structure creates space for creativity. Systems are meant to protect your energy and your story. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're in a phase right now that we are actually making sure our system is solid and secure, um, making sure that we can educate also our authors, those that are part of our family, um, business. We're making sure that we educate them and really just making sure we're present with where we are today. Okay. But remember, human led first. AI is a support tool. Look at it from that standpoint. That should hopefully take some fear away from how you view things, also. Okay. All right. And so let's go into, we're going to pour into this last segment, this pour into purpose. So reflect, I'm sorry. Yeah, so pretty much in our point of purpose segment, I just really want you to remember those things. So let me just do a quick recap because I want to make sure you're good, because this isn't something that we can rush through. This is something that we'll be talking about because people have some real concerns. If you're someone that's been affected by what's happening with AI, losing your job or not knowing, how do I take the knowledge that I have? How do I pivot to move into a space so I can still generate income, a livelihood to be able to support and take care of my family? There's some real things that's taking place. And like I said, it's not slowing down. It's constantly moving at a speed that is just, it's hard to catch up. And so my advice is, don't try to stay caught up. My advice is, look at where you are at, where you are. Let's start there. It starts with you. What's your mindset when it comes to dealing with AI? Um, how are you thinking? Are you trying to figure out where do I fit in all this right now? These are some real questions that people are asking, and I want to hear from you. I really do. I want to hear from you, okay? All right. So let me go into the next section, which is a section that I say is for all of us, reflection questions. I love leaving questions with you to be able to think about some things as you go through your day. All right, so these are the questions that we have. Where have you been afraid that technology might make you irrelevant? Now, I opened up the session, I opened up today's morning brew with that thought. I had to really look at my publishing company, being a publishing company, where am I at present day? Where do I see myself at? Or if I run from AI, I'm literally going to be obsolete. And that was what I was thinking about. How do I move along with what's happening today? How do I make my company, allow my company to be relevant so I can help still continue to help people birth out their stories and show them the power of their stories? Okay, because listen, stories will forever be with us. Everybody has one. It's just systems are changing. So we need to see how to adapt to new systems, right? And that's what we're here for. We're here to help you as an author, a new author, first time author, someone that's published before. How do you adapt to your new system? And it's not just authors, because when I think about my whole ecosystem, HOV Publishing is bigger than just publishing. HOV LLC, the parent company, also has HOV Media, which that's where the podcasts come through. It comes through the media platform, right? Being a content creator. Also, and then there's other things, right? And then I have to also look at HOVP Academy, which is our education platform, being able to now educate. So you'll start being able to take advantage and opportunities to come into a place where you can learn bite-sized learning also, that will relate to where you are, how things can help you. How do you see yourself moving forward as you're building? Okay. So when I think about my whole entire ecosystem, and the key is also helping people to understand, let's build those IPs, the intellectual property. That's what I'm doing. I'm building my IP. So having ownership over your intellectual property is key. That's a whole nother morning brew that we'll get into at a later time, right? And that's also a platform we're going to be training on, educating on as well. So but right now, I just really wanted to begin to start planting some seeds. So, yes, this question, where have you been afraid that technology might make you irrelevant, is a real question that I had to think about for myself. That's why I'm sharing it with you as well. Okay. All right. So, also, let's look at what would change if you saw tools as support instead of competition. So I talked about that because I want you to shift your mindset and how you're thinking about things. And do not let fear cripple you. Do not let fear rob you of your future, of what the purpose that God has put inside of you, the vision, the plan that God has for you. Do not let do not let AI, anything else, cripple you. God is still the everything, the ultimate, the creator of it all. You know, God is still in total control, but we don't want to be stuck. God does not need us stuck. He needs us to be mobile so we can do what we need to do for His greater glory, His purpose, right? Okay. All right, then. So, So those are some things that, yes, I want you to think about. I want you to begin to think about how you're seeing yourself show up in the world today, because things are changing so rapidly. They're changing so quickly. And I don't want you to get lost in the shuffle in the midst of everything happening, like this highway is just moving at top speed. I don't want you to be lost in it. And like I said, remember, My conversation is always going to go to God first. Yes. God, show me, because I'm a firm believer that, you know what, God names a thing, you become that thing. Hope of Vision is what God named me. Hope of Vision is the name he gave me. Okay. And so I have to go back to the source to find out, God, in what direction would you have me go in as we're building this system, right? So people can be a part, they can bring their pieces into the system, and then they can walk in their vision and their purpose. So the key is, first and foremost, I'm going to go always back to my source. It doesn't matter what AI is doing. I'm going to always go back to my source. I'm going to always go back to my source. Okay? So, because all power starts there. All power. All right? And so, with that, let's come into our final sip, because I'm trying to do better with my time, but I really wanted to be able to have this discussion. This is going to be the first of many, because, you know, it's about, for me, I know I'm clearly on my assignment, and I want to make sure people are able to have a place that they can trust, a place they can come and talk about some things that they're feeling uncomfortable with. You know, a lot of things are happening, things are shifting and moving, and I don't want you to be lost or stuck. Fair enough? Okay. All right. So let's get into our final sip. And with the final sip, I just want to bring everything to a close and let you know that we're here. HOV, HOV AI, the ecosystem, we're here. Okay, we're here to support, not to be afraid. We're here as a solid foundation that it's human led. Yes, AI is just a support tool. It's a support tool. And how we use it is really up to us, right? And it's always going to be purpose driven. So this community, that's what you're going to get. All right. So let me just say this. Kathleen says, thanks. Such a good word. Always come back to the source. Absolutely. And that's another thing that will take fear out of your equation when you know that you have a solid foundation. You know, AI, think about the name, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, AI. God is the real source of our being. God, the real source of our being. Okay. So don't be afraid of it. That's why it's important to get an understanding of it. Okay. So you know how to navigate and move in it, because it's not going anywhere. But God is always constant. Keep that in mind. All right. So let's get to our final sip. So keep this in mind. You still matter. AI is not going to replace you. Nope. Unless you let it replace you. No. Human led, human first, human led, human first. AI is a support tool. It's a support tool. I'm going to keep saying that. That's our foundation. Good morning to Risa Merritt Watson over on Facebook. She says, you are right. God is our source. Absolutely. God is our source. And I'm going to stand on that forever, ever. All right. AI, just artificial intelligence, AI. And so if you have a clear understanding of those two things, you'll never be fearful and you'll never be lost, right? AI is a tool that we can use as a support tool, but it is not our everything. It will never be our everything. Okay. All right. Don't worry, Teresa. I caught that for you. All right. So let me go back into our final notes as we bring this to a close. So you still matter. Your story still matters, and your purpose doesn't disappear just because the tools evolve. Your purpose doesn't disappear because the tools evolve. God still needs us. Yes, our purpose. Remember, we're purpose driven here. Pour into purpose. I didn't say pour into AI. I said pour into purpose. Pour into purpose. Okay. All right. At HOV, we believe in building systems that honor the human first. God needs us. Yes. because when people are positioned properly, everything else falls into place, even AI. Mhm. So keep those things in mind. You know how we do, guys. We sip slow. If you're new here, this is what we do. Okay. As we bring it to a close, we sip slow. So release fear. Clarity is coming. Release fear. And you know what? Lay those fears on the altar. Give it to God. He'll bring clarity. Stay open to receiving clarity. Sip bold. Embrace tools that support your calling. Remember, AI is a tool, it supports, it's not human. Okay? Sip purposefully. Choose alignment over urgency. Alignment, staying in alignment with our source. Plug in. Continue to stay plugged into the source so you can always be in alignment as look, as we are evolving in this everyday life. Listen, he's for never changing, always the same. He is God. Okay. And so until the next time, listen, I just want you to take a pause, take it all in. It's okay. It's okay to remember we're human led, AI supported, always purpose driven. So you can use it. If you're not using it, most people are using it, skimming the surface because there's so much information to know and learn. But the one thing I don't want you to do, I don't want you to be fearful of it. Mm-mm. AI needs you. Remember, AI is building and becoming powerful because of what we feed it. So, and remember, you still need humans to be able to go through, review, and approve it because AI is not always right. So, keep those things in mind. But please let me know if you are on any platform. Let me know feedback. I love to get your feedback in this area. Is this an area that you want to talk more about? Okay. That we can unravel, unfold, and begin to educate and learn from. All right. Let me know. It's important to get your feedback. I look forward to it. Let's see over on Instagram. Kathleen says, and it can be used to better position ourselves in the new world we're moving into. Absolutely. You do not want to go in and be blind and not know, working off old systems when we have this whole new system in place that is really in everything we're doing. It's showing, it's in everything. It's in everything. Companies are repositioning themselves so they can be able to stay, look, not obsolete. They could stay relevant, right? We have to adapt to the technology without yielding to it because God is our source. Amen. Amen. Kathleen, that is so true. So, once again, it's about repositioning. So keep this in mind. Remember, keep this in mind. The title for today was, excuse me, was about we're not replacing people. Why we're not replacing people? We're repositioning them. It's about repositioning. And I want you to keep that in mind. You are being repositioned. So don't fight against it. If you fight against it, you're going to cause more harm to yourself. So you just have to figure out, how do I use it as a tool to be able to navigate in this new world that's being created right now, because that's what's happening. How do I transition so I'm not stuck? And I want to say this, more people are making monies a lot quicker. So for those that are feeling like they're being replaced due to AI, losing their jobs, my advice to you is, whatever that skill is that's being replaced, that you have, whatever that skill that you perfect, that skill that you operate in daily, how can you look at that skill and how can you bring AI into it and still be the one that's operating in that skill, using AI as a support, using AI as a tool, not replacing you. So don't look at it, AI is replacing me. No, we're in a stage right now. We have to open ourselves up to learn. We have to open ourselves up to learn. to learn, to learn. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck, left behind, obsolete, and trying to figure out how do we survive. So, okay, guys, we got some work to do. So hopefully I'll see you back here for another coffee break with Germaine so we can talk more about it. All right. And please make sure you stop by. Like I stated, if you can, make sure you go over to morningbrewwithgermaine.com so you can join our newsletter. Like I said, we'll be talking about some things in our newsletter to keep you engaged, especially if you're an author, if you're looking to publish a book, if you want to know how can I effectively navigate through this way with my story, how can I use it, AI as a tool to be able to generate revenue for my books. You know, it's a lot of questions. Bring your questions. I'm curious. I want to know. So until then, guys, thank you so much for chiming in. I will see you all tomorrow for Authors Brew Friday. Yes, please make sure you stop by. We have an author in studio. If anyone's familiar, and we're going to talk about this even tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a guest in studio. He has written books on national NABJ, National Black Journalists Organization. What is happening with our journalists? You know, where are they at right now with, you know, just this new integration of AI and everything taking over pretty much a lot of positions. Now, I use that word, taking over a lot of people's positions, because remember, a lot of people have gotten stuck. A lot of people are stuck. How do I take these skills that I have to be able to make it work for me today? So you don't want to miss tomorrow's Morning Brew, Authors Brew Friday. You want to stop by and get in a conversation. Okay. So I look forward to seeing you then. And next Wednesdays for Mixed Blend Wednesday, yes, we'll be with Coach Kathleen talking about, ladies, menopause. Yes. We all know what that means. So, all right, guys, until tomorrow, God willing, I'll see you back here for coffee and conversation. So make sure you stop by. Thanks for stopping by today. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. And always remember, be safe. And I definitely want to say once again, it's human led, it's AI supported, and it's purpose driven. That's the Hope of Vision ecosystem. Okay. When you chime in and when you join our ecosystem, that's what you're going to get. So talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day, and see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.